On February 14, 2024, at exactly 7:41 p.m., as confirmed by her doctor, Cassie's heart stopped beating. His words were a dagger thrust deep into our hearts, and without a doubt, her passing had left a void no one can fill. While most couples celebrated Valentine's Day last year, Luvin and I opted to spend the entire day with our Cassie to cherish every borrowed minute we had with her until her last breath. We knew she was uncomfortable and in pain given her month-long battle with liver cancer. She stopped eating anything, even her favorite treats, and refused to drink her water. And yet, in spite of her deteriorating medical condition, she kept her composure, as if telling us that we need not to worry about her. I remember asking the doctor, when do we know the time to let go? Because we don't think we can. And his response was short and true. She'll tell you when it's her time to go. And Cassie did. God knows how we wanted time to stand still, praying for one more day, hoping for another hour, and begging for an extended second just to be with her. Finally, Cassie, in her language of love, told us that it was her time. The doctor said it's just a matter of time that her other organs would fail, causing her to suffer more and even lead to her tragic death. So as painful as it was to let go, we knew we had to listen and prioritize her comfort and peace. It's been a year since our daughter earned her wings and crossed the Rainbow Bridge. And I want to dedicate this vlog to Cassie, to remember and to celebrate her beautiful life, and to share with you some life lessons that she taught us. When I first saw our little Cassie from a breeder's shop back in the Philippines 14 years ago, she was snuggled with another little dog while sleeping peacefully like a baby. And when she was handed over to me, our eyes met. And I knew from then on that we will be in each other's lives for as long as we can. Since then, Luvin and I have become fur daddies. She was our little girl, our princess. The three of us were inseparable. Her life wasn't perfect, but it was for sure beautiful and meaningful. When she was 4 years old, she got injured with a luxating patella, a common joint problem with small dogs, and underwent therapy sessions. She survived a breast cancer scare in 2017 and had to be operated on to remove the benign nodules for 3 years in a row. Fortunately, she became cancer-free. In her lifetime, she witnessed 2 Miss Universe crownings and several milestones in our lives. She traveled with us domestically, she loved hotel rooms and resorts, and celebrated more than a decade of birthdays together. Cassie was considered a fashion icon by the Philippine Animal Welfare Society after winning the Best Dress Award for 8 consecutive years. Imagine that! It has become part of our family's tradition to celebrate her birthday with loved ones and friends, making her the center of everyone's attention. For us, she was not just a pet or a companion who would cheer us up when we were down. She was our family, our spoiled little girl who would always be the number one consideration before we book our travel or dining reservations. We only go to places where dogs are allowed and welcomed. Cassie loved us unconditionally and made us feel that we were everything that she needed in this world. And we made sure that she felt the same love and more. In 2022, when we decided to migrate here in Canada, the first question that we asked to our consultant was, will Canada allow dog importation from the Philippines? Had it been a no, we would not have pursued our plans. Cassie was always part of our immigration story. It was never an option to leave her behind. Cassie may not have lived longer than we wanted, but she left valuable lessons that we will always take into heart for as long as we live. Love unconditionally. Cassie loved us more than she loved herself. She embraced us without hesitation, without judgment, and cared for us the best way she knew how. We'll never forget her high-pitched greeting every time she would welcome us back home, whether it's been 5 hours or 5 minutes since she last saw us. Coming home to her after a tiring day was truly the best. Her endless morning and goodnight kisses filled our hearts. In good times and in bad, she was always there to comfort us. She had beautiful eyes and would randomly stare at us to get our attention as if telling us, "I love you, Dad." Be present. Live in the moment. Cassie taught us not to regret the past and worry so much about the future. She enjoyed walking to the park on her stroller. She loved driving around the city while looking out the window. She found happiness playing with her little husky after finishing her meal. And once in a while, when the sun is out, she'd be sitting out by the window while enjoying her me time. These moments are simple, yet priceless. Don't hold grudges. Dogs' ability to forgive and not hold grudges is one of the biggest lessons that we can learn from them. Perhaps this is why Cassie had lived a joyful life. You know, when we would reprimand her for being naughty at times, she would immediately approach us to offer a kiss as if telling us that she was really sorry. And at times that we had to leave her at home to run some errands or attend to events because we couldn't bring her, she would patiently wait for us at home. Never miss an opportunity to show affection. Cassie had always been clingy and affectionate towards us, and even with our loved ones and friends. She had never failed to share her favorite toy with us to show her love, trust, and affection. She would follow us around the house and even inside the bathroom. She would never say no to a good belly rub and found happiness cuddling with us. Lastly, always be grateful. The way Cassie looked at us randomly to grab our attention, her never-ending kisses every time we would give her a new toy or offer her a new treat, the way she would shake her booty every time she realizes that we're going out with her, and how she would peacefully sleep in our bed while snoring. Oh my goodness. Cassie, until her last moment with us, was grateful. She was a grateful daughter. When she gave us her last look, it was her way of telling us that she was thankful up until the very end. Because of Cassie, we learned not to take the small acts of kindness from others for granted, and we have learned to be content with what we have. It's not true that time will erase the pain of losing a family member. The reality is that the pain will always be there. You just become callous over time. Everyone grieves differently and develops various methods to cope. The question is it possible to feel gratitude and grief, two things that seem contradictory at the same time? For us, we believe it is possible. Grief is an enduring expression of love. It changes, but it never goes away. The challenge is to integrate grief so that joy and gratitude can live alongside it. We will be forever grateful to have had Cassie in our lives, and wherever life takes us, we will always honor and carry her memories in our hearts. We know that she's always watching over us, patiently waiting for us at heaven's gate. We love you so deeply, and we miss you every single day, anak. Our Cassie.